There's a fellow, middle-aged fellow, he's on a business trip, and he gets onto the train, Grand Central Station in New York, Penn Station, and he is going to Chicago. And who else gets on the train? Teenage boy, sitting there, and he's alone. He's also apparently maybe going to Chicago. They talk a few minutes, and he's going to Chicago. He's going to Chicago. Very nice. Okay, very good. Kitzama is the business guy, the middle-aged guy. He's going on a business trip, and he has what to do. He pulls out his sheets of paper, and he pulls out his books, and he pulls out anything he needs, and he gets busy. He's quite busy. The boy, teenager, doesn't have anything serious to do, so first he opens a book that he has, and then he gets bored, and then he makes funny faces at a kid further down the train car, and after a while that runs out, and then he figures out another way to bother somebody, and then after a while that goes out, he buys food, he eats the food, he's bored. And there's still many, many hours before they get to Chicago. Finally, he's so bored he doesn't know what to do with himself. He opens up the window of the train a little bit, and he pulls out from his pocket a whole handful of coins, and he figures, I have a good way to keep myself. Every time the train passes a tree, I'm going to throw the coin out and try to see if I can hit the tree. So, it's a good game. If you haven't got pebbles, you use coins. So he's playing, and he starts throwing the coins out and seeing if he can hit the tree, and every time he hits the tree, it's a simcha, and every time he misses it, oh, nuts, oh, shucks. And this game goes on, and he's very, very occupied with this. After a while, he finishes up the coins in his right pocket. He goes to the coins in his left pocket. He finishes those. He reaches into his coat pocket, pulls out the coins over there. And again, he's whipping and whipping and whipping. They're getting closer and closer to Chicago. He's not done yet. He finally finishes all the coins on his person. He goes up to his valise. He pulls out a bag with a few more coins, and he continues to whip it at the tree. And this way, at least, nobody's going to say anything to him, because at least he's unbugging them, and at least he's finding a way to keep himself occupied. But it is a little strange that this is how he's passing his time, throwing his money out the window at a tree. Okay, they come to Chicago. And shortly before they get there, this teenager turns to the middle-aged guy. He figures it's a businessman, probably has got a few bucks to his name. And he says to him, hey, sir, can I ask you something? He says, sure. He says, I hate to bother you, and I really feel bad, but I don't have any money. And we're about to come to Chicago. I got to get myself something to eat. I gotta have a place to stay tonight. You think maybe you can spare $50, $100? Mind if you can give me some money? I mean, look at me, I'm destitute. I haven't got a penny. I have not a penny to my name. So the fellow looks at him and he says, I don't understand you. You had tons of money. You had pockets full of coins. You threw them out the window. Why would I give you more money? You don't value money. You don't take care of money. When you have it, you throw it out the window for a fleeting pleasure. I'm going to go give you money. I'm going to invest in you when you're showing me that you have no value whatsoever for the money? No chance. No chance. I'm not doing it. Forget about it. No chance. Goodbye. Geh gesund. Now I want you to stop. And I want you to imagine for a minute that 3/4 of the way to Chicago, when he still has a pocket full of change, so it's true he threw out a lot of his money, but he still has a pocket full of change, 3/4 of the way, and he says to himself, Oi, what am I doing? I was so bored. I was so tchutchkit. What am I doing? I'm throwing my money out. This is nuts. I'm not even going to have enough when I get to Chicago. That's it. I'm not throwing any more out. Close the window, sit down, figure out what you're going to do, finds another way, and he's sitting there, he's feeling all bad for himself. And then as they come close to Chicago, he turns to the family and says, you know, sir, I feel terrible. I had pockets. I was so bored. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't bamzich. I wasn't myself. And I can't even explain myself, but I was using the money to keep myself occupied. And now I don't have that much. I have some. I pulled myself together after a while, but I'm embarrassed. But I don't even have enough money to go get myself a decent meal and a place to stay tonight. Could I please ask you if you can help me? I know you don't have to, but if you would help me, what do you think the response then would be? How much more likely is it that he would merit a favorable response? Yeah, of course. Okay, I feel bad. You know, you're not so smart, but you cut an 18-year-old a break if he gets a hold of himself at some point. If he shows that there's at least a couple of coins floating around in that pushka, okay, fine. So then I'll cut you a break. I'll give you some money. Maybe he won't give him all the money, but I'll give him some. Rabbi Chaim Levine Zatzal said, this story is an incredible mashal for us and for the power of Elul. What does that mean? Every single Rosh Hashanah, we come to the Rebbeinu Shalom, we say, Zachreinu l'chayim, melech hafetz b'chayim, kasveinu l'chayim, leman chelekim chayim, Hashem give us chayim, please Hashem give us chayim, I'm begging you to give us chayim, could you give me chayim, could you give me chayim, please give me chayim. And Rebbeinu Shalom looks and he says, my friend, we had this conversation last Rosh Hashanah. I gave you a year of Chaim. I gave you an entire year. What did you do with the Chaim? Let's take a look. So half the time you spent on your phone. You spent on your phone, you spent with WhatsApps, you spent it busy looking at shtusim. You were on Instagram and you wasted time with this and you wasted time with that. And the other half of the time it's Gezok Lashon Hara. And the other part of the time you did this. When it was time to daven, you showed no chashivas for davening. You barely could come to davening on time. And when you came, you schmoozed with your friends and then you left early and then you were busy in middle checking your phone. I gave you a year of Chaim. What did you do with it? Nothing. I should give it to you again? Why would I give it to you again? You have no cheshivas for Chaim. Why would I give it to you? No, I'm not. But if you chap yourself, even if it's late in the game, and you chap yourself and you say, you know what? The Rebbeinu Shalom gave me Chaim. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave me the ability to do something over here. And maybe it's only the last month, but you chap yourself in the beginning of Elul. It's the beginning of Elul, and you say, you know what? This money I'm not throwing out the window. This Chaim, this life that I've been given, this Elul, I'm going to use it. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to be smarter in how I use my time. What response do you think you're going to get from the Rebbeinu Shalom in that case? The Rebbeinu Shalom says, here, I would have appreciated had you been shomer on this man a little bit better. But you know what? You did do it. And you have shown me that you have a chashivas for it. Maybe not as much as I want, but I see at the end you pulled through. And you showed me you have a chashivas for Chaim. So then maybe I can help you. Maybe I can do it. And that, my friends, is really the gift of Elul. That is the gift of Elul. The gift of Elul is to be able to come to the Rebbeinu Shalom and say, even if we were not perfect, even if the Rebbeinu Shalom had us mamash in his grip, his two hoary hands, he had us there, he was choking the life out of us for so much of the year. We were so busy with so much of the narishkeit and the foolishness that goes on, and that we allow into our lives. And you say, you know what? This Elul, I'm going to do it different.